Hello, Virgo. Welcome to Soul Good. I'm Amber Marie. Thank you so much for joining me for your February 2023 Tarotscope. I'm excited to jump in and see what this month has to bring for you. Please do know that this is a collective reading, not a personal reading, so please only take what resonates with you and leave the rest. There will be all sorts of goodies in the description box, including a timestamp if you would like to jump to the start of the reading. Let's jump in and see what's going on for you this month. Please, Father, Mother, Life, Universe, Spirits, Guides, Angels, our cosmic team, our ancestors, our higher selves, tell us about Virgo's theme for February 2023, please. Okay, thank you. Tell us, please, what can Virgo expect, or what is something that Virgo already knows for February 2023, please? What can Virgo expect, or what does Virgo already know about this month? Wow, okay. That's too many cards. Let's try this again. Nice, clear message, please. Thank you. Okay, and what is something that Virgo may not expect about this month? What is something that Virgo may not expect for February 2023, please? Ooh, there's a lot going on, Virgo. That one. Yep, thank you. Okay, and what stirs happiness within Virgo this month, please? Okay, thank you. Let's get some clarity for you, Virgo. Tell us more, please, about Virgo's theme for February 2023. Tell us more, please, about Virgo's theme. Okay, thank you. Tell us more, please, about what Virgo can expect. Okay. Tell us more, please, about something that Virgo may not expect for this month. Tell us more, please, about something that Virgo may not expect for this month. Thank you. And finally, tell us more, please, about what stirs happiness within Virgo this month. I actually just got the word music, Virgo. So you may find yourself feeling called to listen to music like a lot this month, right? You may find yourself turning to it in like a therapeutic sense. Okay. Tell us more, please, about what stirs happiness within Virgo this month. Okay, thank you. All right, Virgo, let's take a look at your month. The theme you have here, or what you have coming out for your theme here, is the fertile void, inner winter, rest, patience, potency, and secret beginnings. So it's interesting to me because I feel like for some of you, you may feel like you're literally in a void. Like you may feel like, I don't really know who I am, or maybe you find yourself saying things like, I don't understand, like I don't get myself right now, type of thing. Almost like, how do I word this? Wow, this is really strange. Because it feels very much like a transitionary period or a limbo period where you're not what you were, but you're not what you're yet to become. So it kind of feels like you're in that middle space of leaving some things behind, but stepping into what could be. Okay, so I feel like I don't know, it just feels very blank slate-ish, if you will, in some sense. Because I feel like there's almost this grieving of what was, and also this looking forward to the future, but I feel like it's in this space of unknowns. I feel like could be being put in positions this month where you're given the opportunity to tune in to yourself. And for whatever reason, I don't know that you've actually had the time or the opportunity to be able to do this previously. Not to this extent. Like, I feel like whether you're taking advantage of this or not, I don't know. Okay. But because I do feel like there are some who maybe, how do I put this? Maybe healing some codependent type of behaviors or fears of rejection or abandonment, because I feel like you're being given an opportunity and actually are being encouraged to spend time alone. When I look at this card, I feel like it would be silent. Does that make sense? Like I don't know if I'm the only one that's feeling this, but it intuitively, when I put myself there, it's silent. Like sensory deprivation, silent. Like the noise of the world is just shh. Somebody hit the mute button. And I feel like this is what you're being given the opportunity to and encouraged to do. Though there are some who may be very uncomfortable with that, have some healing to do yet, and are, trying to seek out a way to fill that void, if you will, a way to fill that silence, because they're uncomfortable with the silence. Okay. But I feel like really the theme for you is to actually get quiet and start to hear the things. Again, because it's like that beginning, right? That transitionary period taking you from one way of being to the next. And I feel like part of that is leaving behind that need to fill the silence. It's interesting. Especially because I just said, you may be finding music therapeutic. For me, sometimes that's the way I meditate. And it's interesting because I heard somebody say recently that praying is when you talk to God and meditating is when you listen for God. You may call it source, universe. I call it God. But somebody once said that, or I heard somebody say that recently, and it stuck with me like white on rice. It has stuck with me. And, I feel like for some of you, and this has happened for me, which is why I'm sharing this. For me, I have loud music as a form of meditation, because I feel like it's like when I can hear, it's like my human is distracted, if that makes any sense. Like I'm over here rocking out to whatever song, and while my human brain is like singing whatever it is, I'm getting these messages that are coming in. So maybe that's what you experience, but I find it fascinating that there's this like therapeutic music type of stuff coming in, but also this silent type of stuff coming in. Because for some of you, maybe you fear the silence so much that you fill it with music. And I feel like you're being asked to kind of take the risk to be okay with being uncomfortable and just sitting in the silence. Take it. I mean, I'm just saying. You have Venusian Galactic Council, Star Being Guides, answer the call, time to shine. Okay, well, here's the thing. Virgo, I'm going to say this so lovingly. How can you answer the call if you can't hear it? That is the question that came in like a freaking rocket. Okay, how can you answer the call? How can you step into who you're supposed to be and shine if you don't ever hear the call? And I'm going to lovingly say to you that if your world is full of noise, you are not going to be able to hear it no matter how bad you think you want to. It's not going to happen. It's not. Because it's not about that. How do I word this, you guys? I'm just going to say, I did not go seeking out my calling. Like I did, but I didn't. Like, of course I was like, oh, what's my purpose here? What am I supposed to be doing? Right? Like we all have that kind of, line of questioning with ourselves, or at least many of us do in my experience. And it's interesting because like I wanted it, but when it came, it came in and I'm like, oh gosh, that is not what I thought I was going to be. Right? I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like, and here, okay, let me just backtrack a little bit to give you a little bit of context. My purpose dropped in for me when I was sitting in a bathtub. And I was going through one of the roughest times of my entire life. Okay? And it was getting silent with myself that allowed that to happen. And not only that, but just before that, like I feel like God just kind of like wiped my little chessboard clean and left me all by my beautiful little lonesome. And there I was like, oh, wow, it is really quiet around here. And then it dropped in. Okay. And that's what I'm getting here. It's like, if you got all the noise and all the things that are happening, you are not going to be able to hear it. You're not, which means you can't step into who you're supposed to be. So I feel like this month, the theme for you, Virgo, is about getting quiet enough to hear it. So you can answer it. So you can step into who you're supposed to be. So you can shine your light. Because, and here's the thing, it's, you have secret beginnings here. Come on, focus, please. It's not gonna, oh, there it goes. You have secret beginnings here, right? I feel like you don't know that, like, that quiet and that silent time alone is part of that beginning. You get what I'm saying? Let's say what you can expect or something you already know. Healing the mother line, healing ancestral work, mother line, and growing up. Okay. So I'm going to lovingly say that for some of you listening, you already know that there is work that you need to do and healing that needs to be done on, literally, like with your relationship with your mother, or something to do with your actual mother or your mother figure. And actually, like, for some, I feel like it's about loss. Maybe your mother has passed, and that's where that healing comes in. I feel like I want to, like, take a step, just one minor step back to this fertile void, because I feel like for some of you, it's also this energy of, like, how do I word this? I feel like the call could be like what your next step is. Do you get what I'm saying? I feel like it's like moving you in this position to get you to a space where you will be able to shine. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's not to say that you're not already incredible, Virgo. Like, I'm not trying to make you feel like you're not enough or something. Like, we all have work to do. Okay? We all of every single one of us has work that we can do endlessly. Okay, I'm just gonna say, eternally. We could keep working eternally and keep learning. Okay, and I feel like this is just one of those, like, the next layer, the next level. Like, in order to get to that, it's gonna take you being quiet. It's gonna take you listening for what the next step is, so that you can move into that space. It's like okay. And I feel like there are some of you who know that in order to take the next step, in order to move forward, you have some healing that needs to be done. Now, I don't feel like it's the mother or the mother line necessarily for everyone. I feel like there could be quite a few people listening who do have healing that needs to be done around their mother line, whether they experienced the loss of their mother or not. Okay? And it may not have been the actual physical loss. It could be, separation, where maybe there's, too much conflict. You're not on speaking terms, whatever it is. But more so than anything, I feel like it's more about the healing itself. Like, there is healing that needs to be done. There's a certain level of accountability and responsibility that I feel needs to be taken. And that could mean a lot of different things for a lot of different people, but I feel like you will know. Because again, we're coming at this from a space of, like, what you already know. So this is something you are already aware of. Whether you've been honest about that with yourself or not, that's another story, but you already know. I am going to read from the book for this card. I feel like it could just give us an extra layer for you about what to expect. And especially because healing, and especially the mother line, can be a doozy. At least in my own experience, I feel like giving you as much information as I can is going to be the most beneficial to you. So it says here, Oh wait, one more. Okay, it says here. Okay, and think about this again from a perspective of something you already know, okay? And apply it as you see, as it resonates, okay? We're living in a time of complex healing, especially when it comes to the mother line. Collectively, we're facing the intergenerational trauma that colonial, oh my gosh, I'm gonna forgive my mouth right now because I feel like it doesn't want to work on its own. The trauma that colonialism and patriarchy have imprinted on us. So many born to mothers who were not mothered themselves. It's time to mend the chain. So many of our ancestral lines have experienced brutal persecution and separation from the sacred feminine. We've been starved of the great mother's unwavering embrace, and instead told to look only to a male god in the sky. So many were not taught to see the sacred in all things, and the feminine in all her stages as sacred, powerful, and holy. This way of living has gone on for too long, and we're all being called to heal it on behalf of our ancestors, past and emerging. Healing is possible. It may not be straightforward or easy, but it's possible. It can be felt forward and back. Your ancestors, past and future, are singing with you. Oh, that's interesting, especially about the music reference. It's time to release our mothers all the way back for what they may not have been able to give, to find a way to cultivate the loving mother within, to treat ourselves with the same deep reverence, adoration, understanding, and compassion that we longed for all along. You can be that for yourself today. You can meet yourself where others could not. And as you do, future ancestors will bless you for finding the courage to release and heal deep. All right, so whether you are a male or female, whether you feel like you have issues or unresolved trauma within your mother line or not, right? I feel like this is really about that healing in all aspects. And I feel like you already know that there's a certain level again of like responsibility um to do so. Let's see what clarity we have to come up here. Solar light upgrade, solar plexus chakra, inner fire, willpower. Yeah, I think what you know is that it's going to take effort. I mean, I'm just going to be honest. I feel like you know that in order to heal, in order to experience in order to experience the release of fear, in order to experience life in a very different way, there has to be this willingness to heal. There has to be this willingness to put the work in because it is work. And anybody who tells you differently is selling you something. Okay? It's not easy. It's really, really not. And so, it does take a certain degree of inner fire. And I feel like you know that to some extent. I feel like you know that maybe you could be putting more effort into certain things or into certain practices. Because if you, how do I word this? You guys, for some, okay, I'm just going to share with you. I've experienced this in my own reality where I've done like soul sessions with people or had conversations with people who are all gung-ho about healing. All gung-ho. Like they're totally ready for it. And then they get a little taste of it, okay? And things start to feel better. And they're like, okay, cool, this is great. And then they all of a sudden feel like they don't, how do I word this? I feel a little bit better. So like now I don't need to do anything else. And unfortunately, what I've seen happen time and time again is that people they backslide after that, which is fine. It happens. Like obviously there's still growing that you have left to do back there that you forgot, right? But I see it happen because it's like, oh, now I've got it figured out, or everything's fine now. And it's like, actually, this takes continuous effort. This actually takes work. You actually have to keep putting in the effort. Like it just doesn't, so I feel like there's an element of this. And I feel like, you know, there's a push to keep working on it. And then I feel like for some of you, for others of you, there's this aspect of knowing that you are putting in the work, that you've been devoting a lot of fire, a lot of your energies to healing. So I feel like that's something that you already know as well, which means, or which I would gather, that means you already know that this kind of void is because you are healing, because you are going through this transition, because you are releasing things, which leaves an open space, right? Which leaves a kind of, again, like this kind of like space for becoming, right? And I feel like, um, if that is true for you, I feel like you probably already, how do I word this? Like know that it's part of your calling. You know what I'm saying? Let's take a look at something that you may not expect about the month. Wow, so you have the wastelands, sustainability, slow down, tend to your garden. Yeah, so I mean, here's the thing. It's really interesting because I feel like there's a lot of focus on self this month, and I feel like that could be something that you don't expect. I feel like there's this, for whatever reason, I feel like there could be something that takes place that shows you like, taking care of your body and your well-being is as equally as important as everything else that you do. And I feel like, at least in my own experience, there are quite a few Virgos that I've had experiences with who tend to kind of be very critical of themselves and, kind of have this obsessive perfectionist type of mentality, or characteristics, personality, where, you know, they just keep working and keep working and keep working and keep going and keep going and keep going, and you know, kind of, um forget about themselves in a sense, or push themselves to the side. And I feel like something that you may not expect is like all of the times that you've done that could catch up with you. Or even, how do I word this? I feel like there's also that energy of, you guys, and I feel like there's also that, not tending to your garden catches up with you. And I feel like that's something that you, because here's the thing, I don't know, for whatever reason, maybe somebody told you you should probably do da, 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 to take care of yourself. Whatever that is. Maybe it's meditate. Maybe it's drink more water. Maybe it's, get some rest. Maybe it's not work so hard. Maybe it's, hey, take better care of yourself. Hey, do some exercising. Hey, stop drinking so much soda. Hey, take it easy on the alcohol. You know what I'm saying? Like those sorts of things. And I feel like you're just kind of like, like, you know. And I feel like what you don't know is like that stuff catches up with you. And I feel like maybe you don't see that coming. What else do we have here? So you have here as well crystal skull wisdom. Oh my gosh, excuse me. Crystal skull wisdom, clarity, divine healing, and high vibrational energy. So I do feel like there's this aha, like, oh wow, like maybe I should have done that back then. You know what I'm saying? Like where this stuff could catch up with you. And I want to lovingly say this, and I'm going to explain this using a story, okay? Because I feel like it's the best way to show you. So there is, floating around the interwebs, I believe it's Dolores Cannon, and she's speaking on this woman who, or maybe it was Robert Schwartz. Shooty. It's somebody who deals with hypnosis. Um, so I can't remember. It might have actually been Robert Schwartz who, it might be in his book Your Soul's Plan. Gosh, I can't remember. But either way, one of those two people was talking about how this woman had a soul connection with another soul, and she didn't get to experience their life together fully in one life. And so she came back for another and was had the, beautiful opportunity to reincarnate with this soul, the same soul as her husband. And the sad part about it is her life, she, was working very hard and essentially focusing on her career and making money and, being productive and powerful and whatever. And she was neglecting her husband. Well, so what had happened is she ended up getting cancer, and her oversoul, or whatever however it's labeled, said, well, this is what she wanted, was to be able to spend as much time with him, to have that experience with him in a more full capacity. But she has spent all this time working, so she got cancer, and we were hoping that would slow her down, but it didn't. She just kept going and going and going. And so eventually, like, we broke her leg. And it's so funny to me. I mean, like, if it would have been me, I'd have been like, wow, like, that was savage, right? But like, they broke her. I mean, and this is, you can believe what you want, obviously you don't have to, and I wish I knew exactly where I had heard that right now. If I remember, I'll link it in the description box. But I feel like, there's that, like, holy crap, like, that's I mean, like, they really broke her leg. Well, like, yeah, like, that was the only thing that, in that hypnosis session, it's like, that's the only thing we could do to slow her down. Nothing else would stop her. And, what I find interesting is that oftentimes spirit, source, universe, God will do things like that to try to get us on the right track. And we, gosh, like, it's so horrible that I have cancer and my leg is broken and all these things. It's like, God is trying to help you. It's for you. Do you not understand? I mean, obviously not, but you get what I'm saying? So I feel like that's what's happening here. And gosh, I pray, like, your leg doesn't get broken. Okay. Like, I'm just going to say that out loud. Or anything, or you're not harmed in any way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like this is one of the, like, that's the best way for me to share this story, is to say, whatever it is that you have been doing is not sustainable, and not listening to your body and what you need and what you need to be doing is impeding on what you could be doing, what you are actually capable of. It's impeding on you aligning with that higher vibrational energy, or continuing to align with that higher vibrational energy. I feel like, again, it's impeding on your healing, and I feel like that's something that you maybe don't think about. And you may experience that this month, right? Like, you may be seeing, like, this is no longer sustainable. Like, I can't keep doing this. Whether that's realizations about what you're doing to yourself, or realizations about how others are affecting you, or how your job is affecting you, or whatever it is, right? What stirs happiness within you this month, Virgo? You have Brothers of the Rose, sacred, masculine, honor, protection, and support. So I find this really fascinating, this energy. Because for some of you, like, right away, I actually got that for some of you, maybe you have a new person in your life, a masculine energy, who is actually bringing you happiness. And I don't know why I'm getting new. For some reason, I'm getting new. I don't know why. For some of you, maybe you are actually experiencing bringing a child into the world, and that is stirring happiness within you. Whether you're male or female, by the way, I just want to say that. It's really interesting. I do feel like, and you know what? I don't know. I think this energy has already come through for you, Virgo, somewhere. Whether it was like the 2023 Tarotscope or maybe it was back in January. I don't know. I think this energy has already come through for you at some point. This kind of like, oh, maybe somebody's having a baby. Because that could be something, right? That could, for some of you, it could be literally like the thing that stirs happiness is that you are with child or bringing a child into the world. For some, and again, for others, I feel like there could be like a more masculine energy that maybe is new in your life. Now, whether that is you finding that balance in your own energy, okay? Because we do have both. We do carry both. Just one is typically more dominant than the other. So, maybe the happiness that you find is the fact that you are able to be in this masculine energy and a more natural state. So that would be, finding confidence, being able to create boundaries, honoring yourself, protecting yourself, supporting yourself, being able to clearly state and discern what it is you need, what it is you want, what you don't want, right? Being a bit assertive. So it could be that you find happiness in that because you're able to do that yourself, to embody those traits on your own. And then for others, I feel like this energy could be coming in the form of another person, where they bring those things. They bring support. They make you feel protected and safe. They make you feel like they honor your thoughts and your body and your boundaries. Okay. And you guys, I do not even like. I am usually not a big fan of like the whole like man bun thing, but this dude's hair, like, I don't know if you can see that, but that is like wowzers. I'm impressed. I'm not gonna lie. Let's take a look. Clarity. We have stellar gateway activation, infinite potential, and manifestation vortex. Yeah, so here's what's fascinating. Okay, so whether you are experiencing this stirring of happiness because you are expecting a child, because you're bringing a child on into the world, or if it's you experiencing a new masculine or rather a masculine energy coming in to provide you with these sorts of things, or if it's discovering that in yourself, whatever it is for you, I feel like the infinite potential of what's to come next, either from yourself, from the experience of new life, or from experiencing a new connection or establishing a connection, I feel like the infinite potential, the possibility is what is stirring that happiness, right? Because I feel like there's like, ooh, anything is possible now. Okay. I mean, and who wouldn't think that with new life, right? Like most, parents who are excited to bring life into the world feel that way. Like anything is possible. Okay. And I think that's beautiful, right? Or even new relationships. Like how beautiful is that to begin a relationship and for it to start off on that foot? You know what I'm saying? Or the connection to feel that way. Like anything is possible. It's absolutely beautiful. So what else is here? Higher heart activation. Yeah, Virgo. You have dropping shields, divine love. Your heart is healed. I mean, again, for some of you, like this divine, I'm just saying, this love, this divine love, I feel like is like love of self, and that stirs happiness. I feel like giving yourself that love makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Okay. And then there's this element of like divine love for bringing new life into the world, perhaps for your partner if you're experiencing that, right? Like I feel like there's some sort of like, okay, wow, this is really great, type of energy. And I love the fact that we have this kind of dropping shields, because I feel like that sacred masculine energy, it's not about like, it's about having boundaries, yes, but it's not about having those walls up and being avoidant. And so I feel like that's really beautiful, because it's either you're embodying this energy and it's stirring this happiness. I mean, how can love not stir happiness within people? Come on, like it's That just doesn't happen. So I feel like it's stirring like this beautiful, like opening up, right? And whether that's coming from, again, love of of a person, like another person, whether that be a partner or a child, or if it's because you're just learning to love yourself that much, like it's absolutely beautiful. So it does feel, Virgo, that there are challenges because healing is hard. It is hard. But I feel like the rewards are so beneficial. And if you're able to step into this space, I feel like the payoff is going to be far greater than what you could have anticipated. And I feel like you're going to appreciate yourself for putting that work in. Okay. So this has been your reading for February 2023. I hope that something here has resonated with you in some way, shape, or form. I pray that your month is full of silence. I pray that you're able to quiet everything around you so that you can hear exactly what step you need to be taking next and exactly what you need to be doing so that you are able to step into this beautiful space where you can shine ever so brightly and answer the call, being exactly who you need to be in order to be of service to the world and to yourselves and to your ancestral line as well. So if something has resonated here for you, please do the YouTube things by liking, sharing, subscribing, or commenting below. It really does help the channel to grow, and it tells YouTube that there may be something here that's beneficial for someone else. So they push it out to more viewers, and I really, really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure to read for you. Whatever you are doing this month, wherever you are, please know that God has absolutely got you. And you have everything you need to step into exactly who you're supposed to be. Take care of your beautiful, marvelous soul, and I hope to see you on the next one.